Hey guys, it's Han, and today I have the Tamiya DT-02 Sand Viper. This is a two-wheel drive 10 scale buggy from Tamiya, obviously. And this is a kit that I've actually been looking forward to for a very long time. It's another one of those buggies that was on my wish list since I was younger, um, but never was able to either find it. The prices went up exponentially. Bunch of other reasons why I couldn't get it until recently. But it seems like Tamiya has resumed production on this buggy again, so they're getting kind of easier to find. I bought mine on Tower Hobbies for around 150 something bucks, minus whatever discounts they give me. And it's a really good deal. I honestly, this is this kit makes me angry at some of the other kits of how it's priced and just how it's set up, because this kit for around 150 160 bucks, you get a really nicely designed two-wheel drive buggy. It looks fantastic in my opinion. Has a pretty standard setup, pretty durable, proven DT-02 chassis. The box art I think looks fantastic. The wheels and tires, they're standard hex in the back and bearing in the front. So wheels and tires should be pretty easy to find for this, and it's a pretty common Tamiya wheel and tire combo as well. So wheel and tire should be pretty easy to find for this. The shocks are pretty decent, and it comes with CVA shocks, not pogo spring like friction shocks. And it also comes with a full set of shielded ball bearings. So not only does it come with oil shocks, it also comes with bearings, which is not something that Tamiya likes to do very often, even with some of their more expensive kits. Um, so I'm really impressed with this vehicle. It also comes with adjustable turnbuckles instead of just like regular like the plastic um, tie rods and camber links. So a lot of upgrades on this compared to some of the other DT-02 chassis. So it's I don't know. I think it's fantastic. So the DT-02 Nissan Titan that I had came with CVA shocks, I believe, but it didn't come with ball bearings, and it was more expensive. And I like to think that maybe the pricing of that was because you had to pay for the Nissan licensing. But still, the fact that they could release a two-wheel drive buggy kit with bearings, turnbuckles, um, oil shocks, and everything for less than 200 bucks, I think that's a really good price point. And honestly, I don't know why more people don't drive this thing. It's a pretty nice chassis. So I've had the DT-02 chassis a few times actually. I originally got the Kumamon buggy, which I never filmed, and then I had the DT-02 Titan, and then I had the Holiday buggy, and this is my latest DT-02. And I like this one the most because it's designed to be a buggy. It looks like a buggy, and the nice thing about a buggy body is it conforms around the chassis a lot better because it's designed for the chassis. So dirt and grime and stuff don't really tend to get under the chassis, which is nice. Um, Whether you're on dirt or snow or wherever you're driving this, and I am so keen on driving this thing. The weather just hasn't been too great for driving a two-wheel drive buggy. It's either slushy or snowy or icy. So like I haven't driven on it. I've driven it yet, but I'm really excited to drive it and really excited to give you my impressions of what I think of how it drives. I've driven other DT-02s before, like I mentioned, so I have a pretty good idea of how it's going to drive. I love this chassis, um, but I don't know. Maybe there's some the way the shocks are set up on this one. I built this exactly to instructions, so maybe the way the shocks are set up, maybe with these wheels and tires, it'll handle a little differently. Who knows? But really excited to drive this. This is painted in the yellow box art, but I did change one thing. Also, sorry if I'm all over the place. Um, I have been meaning to film this video for a long while, but I haven't, and I still don't honestly have time to film this at the moment. But I wanted to get this out and show you guys this buggy um, before I never film it. So anyway, the one thing I did change is the wheels. So they are the same speed disc wheels. I actually really love these wheels. It gives it a nice like race buggy, like team associated look. So I really like the speed disc look. It does come with the decals for the wheels, which is cool. But I think the one blunder that Tamiya made with the wheels are they are molded in like a metallic like silver. Not super metallic. It's just like a dull silver color. And honestly, I think they look pretty ugly. Um, and with the color scheme, it has the yellow and the white and the light blue on it. So I thought it would look much better with white wheels. So I did go and paint these wheels white, and I think it looks 100,000 times better. I absolutely adore the look of this buggy. I did mess up a little bit on the decals and cutting the body a little bit, but again, I'm not really one for shelf queens, and this is probably gonna get a fair amount of use. So not too concerned about that. One thing I am concerned about is I did paint this in the Tamiya paint yellow. And unfortunately, so I did take care to paint this one a little more carefully, but unfortunately, all of the other times I've used the Tamiya's yellow paint on Tamiya bodies or even some other bodies on Lexan bodies, I'm using the PS paint before you yell at me in the comments. Um, they've always chipped and flaked and like came off, which is really unfortunate. I really haven't had any other paint color do that except for yellow. I don't know if I'm doing something. I can't be doing anything wrong because I'm doing it the same way for all my cars, and literally every other color sticks fine. But for some reason, yellow doesn't seem to want to stick, and I'm really hoping the yellow sticks on this and doesn't come off because I really like the look of the yellow on this, and uh, I honestly can't imagine a DT-02 of Sandviper in any other color than yellow because I feel like this is the definitive color for the Sandviper. So, but that's my opinion. You can paint it whatever color you want, obviously, but I'm really hoping this paint stands up. It'd be really unfortunate if it doesn't, because I don't know, the body itself is pretty, even though the kit is pretty cheap and the kit is pretty easy to find now, the body itself by itself is pretty expensive and pretty hard to find, which is a little bit frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. But speaking of the body is pretty thin and lightweight, so I don't think it's gonna stand up to too much bashing. But again, it is a buggy, so it's not really gonna hit the body too much anyway. So I don't think that's a huge concern. And the body is really easy to paint. You don't have to do any masking. You just literally spray the entire thing in whatever color you want if you're gonna do one solid color, because they do include the window stickers that just color them in black or navy blue or whatever. And I don't know. I've said it multiple times already, but I absolutely love the look of this buggy. It's one of my favorite Tamiya kits, favorite looking Tamiya kits, one of my favorite looking RC cars in general. Just I love the look of this buggy. This overall like race buggy look, the team associated kind of race buggy look, I think looks fantastic. And I'm honestly kind of upset that no one's really doing the rear cab, middle cab kind of old buggies, and everyone's doing the forward cab style now. But there's a lot of rambling about the outside. The body is held on with just 2 body clips, which is my one complaint about the body, is using just 2 makes it kind of wobble around back and forth. So what I've done is I've added Velcro to the side of the chassis and the side of the body, so that helps it stay on first of all, and keeps it from moving around back and forth. So that's a quick and simple and cheap mod you can do. I also added foam washers to the body post so it doesn't rattle around and it fits nice and tight to the chassis and the body. But yeah, looking at the chassis, it's pretty simple chassis. Nothing too much to talk about. Battery goes in the middle. Pretty square battery tray. So a LiPo battery would probably fit in here, honestly. I don't know if you would be able to strap it down, but it does seem like a LiPo battery might fit in here. This is a 2S LiPo, and it doesn't really seem like a LiPo fits in here. You might have to do some modification. I think it's getting caught on the actual battery hold down. So you might have to do some spacers there or modify it slightly, but it's square enough. So as long as you can get it far back enough, I think you could get a LiPo to fit in here. That's something to check out if you are someone that uses LiPos only. but it is meant for using just the typical Tamiya nickel metal hydride battery pack, which is honestly what I'll probably end up using on this anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. This one is the updated model, so it did come with the updated TBLE04S speed control. I am not a fan of this speed control. I've used this on my DT-02B. I've used it on some other cars, and honestly, I just want the old Tamiya ESC back. What was it, the TBLE02S or 03S? Whatever the old one was. Honestly, I just want that one back. That one worked flawlessly. I've been having a lot of issues with these speed controls. I don't know if it's just me. A big issue I've been having is every time I steer, the ESC moves forward slightly every time. So, and that it's happened consistently with a lot of my other cars with this ESC. So I don't know if it's some sort of setup issue I'm having. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that ESC. Tamiya is discontinuing including this ESC, it seems, and all the newer kits are going to be including Hobby Wing ESCs. So maybe I'll see this kit release again some other time with a Hobby Wing ESC, and I think that'd be pretty cool. The only thing I would miss about the Hobby Wing ESC is having the power switch, because the power switch has a nice little rubber boot on it to keep dust and dirt away. So I think that's pretty cool. I've always liked, the reason I use the included Tamiya ESCs is mainly for the power switch. It's just, I don't know, it's just like a novelty thing at this point. You don't need the power switch, but I like using it. So but yeah, ESC receiver all set up on one side. It is originally meant to have the ESC on this side and the receiver on this side, but with receivers getting increasingly smaller on modern vehicles and modern receivers, you can fit both of them on that side. I'll probably end up putting a few weights in here to kind of balance it out. But yeah, you can do a lot with this, and there is plenty of upgrades available for this chassis, because it has been around for a while. It's a pretty common chassis. Parts are super easy to find for it. It's also pretty durable to begin with, so I don't think you're gonna be really breaking anything really. So yeah, pretty simple chassis, nothing really too much to talk about. I really like the design of this buggy. I had the DT-03 before, and personally I like the DT-02 a little better than the DT-03. DT-03 is a monocoque chassis, whereas this is just like a tub chassis, and this is integrated in back here like this, and the front bulkhead is a separate piece, whereas on the DT-03 the entire chassis, front suspension mount, rear suspension mount, it's all one piece. Well, no, not the rear suspension mount, but the front suspension mount is part of the chassis, so if you end up cracking it, you have to replace the entire chassis. And I don't know, it's just a kind of a hassle, and I like the look of this one a little better as well. So if you are ever interested in a DT-02 and you're not really stuck on a particular body style, you're just interested in getting the chassis, I would recommend you do get the Sand Viper. It's the best bang for buck, I believe. The Holiday buggy is cheaper, but it comes with friction shocks and plastic bushings. So honestly, you're just paying for the body. And then the Titan is pretty cool, but the body wasn't really meant for this chassis. It looks kind of awkward in my opinion. And also that one has some upgrades, but it still comes with plastic bushings, I believe. It's been a while since I built that. I think the only real upgrade it comes with is it has CVA shocks, I believe, and it has like a chassis brace up here. But you know, that's not too hard to make yourself. It's literally just a turnbuckle. So I don't know. This is the best version, the most decked out version of the DT-02 you can get. So like I said, it comes with the oil shocks, the ball bearings, the adjustable turnbuckles, obviously the better fitting buggy body, and on top of that it does also come with the metal dog bones and drive cups instead of the plastic ones from the other kits. So this is the most decked out version of the DT-02 you can get, and it's a pretty good chassis. And even though I haven't driven this particular one yet, and even though this is not really a review video, it's more of an overview video, kind of telling you guys what to expect from the DT-02, just first impressions wise. I do have enough experience with other DT-02 chassis to confidently say that I do recommend this buggy. I love the look of it. I love the performance of the DT-02. I love the part support, durability. 10 out of 10. Amazing buggy. Hopefully Tamiya doesn't discontinue this ever. Two-wheel drive, simple two-wheel drive buggies are kind of a dying breed, unfortunately. So I think it's pretty refreshing that Tamiya still offers this vehicle. So pretty cool. It can be a basher, it can be a racer, just a club racer, whatever you want, just a backyard runner, whatever you want. I absolutely love this thing. If you can't tell. But yeah, anyway, before I continue to gush over this little lovely buggy, I will let you guys go, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.